What's up, YouTube? This is Jay, and check this out, you all. We're going to do the Enneagram, and I know that a lot of you all wanted to do this. Hopefully, a lot of you all checked your test to see what you are. But in the meantime, I'm going to present, and let me see what I'm going to do. I'm going to share my screen. And so if you can see here, I'm going to be sharing the Enneagram types. So I hope you all can see this, and I hope this will be a blessing to some of you all, because I believe a lot of you all will be blessed by this. I'll be checking periodically back, but the Enneagram is very interesting, and I'm going to explain what the Enneagram is about, just in case. So we'll start off with that first. Give me a minute, you all. So I'm going to tell y'all what the Enneagram is and how it works. Okay. So according to the Enneagram Institute, the Enneagram, how it works, it's a personality type. Give me a quick minute, you all. So the Enneagram is a system of typology that classifies human personalities into 9 basic types. The word Enneagram has Greek roots and refers to a 9-pointed symbol consisting of 3 shapes: an outer circle with a triangle and a hexagon inside. As a personality theory, the Enneagram describes the 9 primary strategies we all use to relate and react to the world. Each of these personality strategies also have basic fears, basic desires, and generally predictable patterns of behavior. According to the Enneagram theory, each person develops one of 9 predominant personality strategies or types by adulthood, which helps them navigate their external environment. The corresponding fears and desires related to each type are examined to understand the underlying motivations behind someone's behavior. But this does not mean the Enneagram puts all personalities into one or 9 categories. Instead, it claims that personalities is interconnected and multi-dimensional. Over time, every person will show the characteristics of each Enneagram type. Still, the Enneagram test first determines a person's core type, which never changes. It then works to identify the range of behaviors associated with it, providing insight into someone's personality. Okay? So that's what the Enneagram is about. So let's look at this Enneagram. So you have the 9 Enneagram types. You have the reformer. This is the rational, idealistic type. Principled, purposeful, self-controlled, and perfectionist, pretty much. The helper, the caring, interpersonal type. Demonstrative, generous, people-pleasing, and possessive. The achiever, the success-oriented, pragmatic type. Adaptive, excelling, driven, and image-conscious. Then you have the individualist, the sensitive, withdrawn type. Excessive, dramatic, self-absorbed, and temperamental. Then you have the investigator, the intense, cerebral type. Perceptive, innovative, secretive, isolated. Then you have the loyalist, the committed, security-oriented type, engaging, responsible, anxious, suspicious. The enthusiast, the busy, fun-loving type, spontaneous, versatile, distractible, and scattered. Then the challenger, the powerful, domineering type, self-confident, decisive, willful, confrontational. And last, the peacemaker, easygoing, self-efficating type, receptive, reassuring, agreeable, and complacent. So this kind of gives us, the type. It's really, I love it. I love it. I really love it. So let's go to the first type. The first type is a reformer. And the triangles always connects with something. So the 1 connects with the 7 and the 4. You see the 9, the 6, and the 3. The 8 connects with the 2 and the 5. So they're always connecting. But let's look at the reformer. The rational, idealistic type, principle, purposeful, self-control, and a perfectionist. Now, ones are conscientious and ethical with a strong sense of right and wrong. They are teachers, crusaders, and advocates for change, always striving to improve things but afraid of making a mistake. Both organized, orderly, fastidious. They try to maintain high standards but can slip into being critical and perfectionistic. They typically have problems with resentment and impatience. At their best, wise, discerning, realistic, and noble can be morally heroic. So this is the basic fear of being corrupt and evil, defective. The basic desire is to be good, to have integrity, to be balanced. Enneagram 1 with a 9 wing is the idealist. Enneagram 1 with a 2 wing is the advocate. And as you can see, the wings are here. This is the 9 and this is the 2. So these are your wings. Okay. Now, the key motivation, they want to be right, to strive higher and improve everything, to be consistent with their ideals, to justify themselves, to be beyond criticism so as not to be condemned by anyone. Now, here are some people who are ones: Confucius, Plato, Sir Thomas More, Gandhi, John Paul II, Nelson Mandela. So it lists all of the people who were reformers. Okay. Now let's scroll down. At healthy levels, they become extraordinarily wise and discerning. By accepting what is, they become transcendentally realistic, knowing the best action to take in each moment, humane and inspiring. So they'll give us that. And now at the level, the average level, they dissatisfy reality. They become high-minded idealists, feeling that it's up to them to improve everything, crusaders, advocate, critics into causes, and explaining to others how things ought to be. And then at unhealthy levels can be highly dogmatic, self-righteous, intolerant, inflexible. So the thing that I like about the Enneagram, it tells you where you are at your best, average, and at your lowest. And it also will tell you how you work with others, the other types. So I think that this is very, very realistic. Excessive addictions, excessive use of diets, vitamins, and cleansing techniques, fast pills, enemas, under eating for self-control, in extreme cases, anorexia and bulimia, alcohol to relieve tension. And it also gives you some personal growth for them. All right, so that is the reformer. Which one are you? Let's go to the next one. The next one is the helper. Now, the helper is somebody I know. I know a lot of helpers. So the 8 and the 4. Stress is the 8 and growth is the 4. And the wings are 1 and 3. So the helper, 2s are empathetic, sincere, and warm-hearted. They are friendly, generous, and self-sacrificing, but can also be sentimental, flattering, and people-pleasing. They are well-meaning and driven to be close to others, but can slip into doing things for others in order to be needed. They typically have problems with possessiveness and with acknowledging their own needs. At their best, unselfish and altruistic. They have unconditional love for others. The basic fear is of being unwanted and unworthy of being loved. Their basic desire to feel love. So the Enneagram with the 1 is a servant, and then the Enneagram 2 wing, because it's so the Enneagram is going to be either 1 or 3, and that's the host or hostess. They want to be loved, to express their feelings for others, to be needed and appreciated, to get others to respond to them, to vindicate their claims about themselves. So this is what we're looking at. And these are some examples of the helper: Mary Kay Ash, Richard Simmons, Bobby McFerrin. So you'll see Danny Glover. I have a lot of people. Now I'm going to tell you what the helper does. They will take you to the store. And if you need to go to the store, they'll take you to the store. Okay. But if you ask to go to the bank, they're going to do it. And then somebody say, hey, could you take me to go get this, and they'll do it. But then they'll complain about it and be mad about it. But they don't want to tell you they will sacrifice themselves in order to do those. That's the 2. Now, let us find out. When they're healthy, they become deeply unselfish, humble, altruistic, giving unconditional. Feel it's a privilege to be in the lives of others. They're empathetic, passionate. They're encouraging and appreciative. Now, at average levels, they want to be closer to others. So start people pleasing, becoming overly friendly, emotional. Okay, become overly intimate and intrusive, increasingly self-important and self-satisfied. And then at unhealthy levels, they can be manipulative and self-serving, instilling guilt by telling others how much they owe them and make them suffer, abuse food and medication, stuff feelings, and get sympathy. They're domineering and coercive, feel entitled to get anything they want from others. The repayment of old debts, money, sexual favors. Able to excuse and rationalize what they do since they feel abused and victimized by others. That's at the lowest. So do y'all know anybody like this? Do y'all know anybody like this? I know we were going to have a lot of people for this one tonight, but do y'all know anybody like this? The 2? Y'all know anybody like the 2? The 2 is the helper. Do y'all know anybody like that? Okay, I ain't going to get no help out here. Let me go on and move a little farther. I ain't going to get no help out here. Now, I hope y'all did your Enneagram test, but baby, hopefully this is going to help somebody, because I think sometimes we need these things to be able to see where we are. So hopefully y'all getting help. If you're getting help, put a 1 in the chat so I'll know. The next one is Enneagram type 3, the achiever. The success-oriented, pragmatic type, adaptable, excelling, driven, and image-conscious. 3s are self-assured, attractive, and charming, ambitious, competent, and energetic. They can also be status-conscious and highly driven for advancement. They are diplomatic and poised, but can also be overly concerned with their image and what others think of them. They typically have problems with workaholism and competitiveness. At their best, self-accepting, authentic, everything they seem to be role models who inspire others. So their basic fear, being worthless. The basic desire to feel valuable and worthwhile. The Enneagram 3 with the 2 wing, so that's the wing to the left of it, is the charmer. And the Enneagram with a 4 wing is the professional. Their key motivation: want to be affirmed, to distinguish themselves from others, to have attention, to be admired, and to impress others. And so these are some of the people who were achievers: Augustus Caesar, Constantine, Bill Clinton, Tony Blair, Prince Williams, Condoleezza Rice, Carl Lewis, Oprah Winfrey, Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins. You notice that a lot of these people are in the movie industry. You all know that a lot of these people are in entertainment. So, yes. So let's look at their levels of development. Lord Lyric is barking. So let's go. At their best, self-accepting, inner-directed, and authentic, everything they seem to be. Modest and charitable, You know, they really um, have humor, fullness of heart, gentle and benevolent. They're self-assured, energetic, competent, high self-esteem. They believe in themselves. They're ambitious to improve themselves. So that's that. At average level, they're highly concerned with their performance, doing their job, constantly driving self to achieve goals, as in if self-worth depends on it. They're terrified of failure, becoming image conscious, highly concerned with how they are perceived, being to package themselves according to the expectations of others and what they need to do to be successful. They want to impress others with their superiority, constantly promoting themselves, making themselves sound better than they really are. Narcissistic with grandiose, inflated notions about themselves and their talents. Unhealthy levels. Fearing failure and humiliation, they can be exploitive and opportunistic. They like to covet success of others. They're willing to do whatever it takes to preserve the illusion of their superiority. They're devious and deceptive so that their mistakes and wrongdoings will not be exposed. Becoming vindictive, attempting to ruin others' happiness. Relentless, obsessive about destroying whatever reminds them of their own shortcomings and failures. So this is the low part. And their addictions, again, is overstress, the body recognition, working out to exhaustions. Yeah, so these are, and but then I like about the Enneagram, it gives you recommendation for growth. And I really love the Enneagram because it does give you how you can grow. And hopefully you all can see the Enneagram Institute so you all can get in and get that. All right, that's the achiever. Let's go on to the next one. The individualist. Introspective type, expressive, dramatic, self-absorbed, and temperamental. Now, these tend to be artists, people who paint, people who songwriters. They deal with emotions, very emotional. Fours are self-aware, sensitive, and reserved. They are emotionally honest, creative, and personal, but can also be moody and self-conscious, withholding themselves from others due to feeling vulnerable and defective. They can also feel disdain and exempt from ordinary ways of living. They typically have problems with melancholy, self-indulgence, and self-pity. At their best, inspired and highly creative, they are able to renew themselves and transform their experiences. Their basic fear, they have no identity or personal significance. Basic desire to find themselves and their significance, to create an identity. Enneagram 4 with the 3-wing aristocrat. Enneagram with a 4 with a 5-wing, and they are bohemians. And y'all don't forget the wing. So this is a number 4. So they're going to either be a wing of a 3 or a wing of a 5. So that's the numbers beside them. That's where they land. And here are some people who are um, the individualists: Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, Cher. Some of these people really are very music, people who create, people who are singers, songwriters, artists. They're always looking to find themselves. Okay. And of course, at their best, they're creative, self aware, highly personable. At an average level, take on artistic, romantic orientation to life, creating beautiful aesthetic environment to cultivate, stay in touch with their feelings. They interiorize everything, taking everything personally, but becoming self absorbed and introverted. Gradually think they are different from others. And then when, on an unhealthy level, when dreams fail, become self-inhibiting and angry at self, depressed and alienated from self and others. They tormented by delusions of self-contempt, self-reproach, self-hatred, and then despairing feelings of hopelessness. Okay? And there's some of their addictions. So that is the individualist. All right, let's move on, you all. And sorry, I'm not talking about anything else today except the Enneagram because I promised to do this. I know it wasn't going to be popular. I know a lot of people were not going to be interested in this, but I think that, you know, I think that we need to start improving ourselves before 2025. And people need a foundation or somewhere to start from. And I think this is a good start because you got to know yourself. Let's look at the investigator. Let's look at the investigator. Intense, the intense cerebral type, perceptive, innovative, secretive, and isolated. Fives are alert, insightful, and curious. They are able to concentrate and focus on developing complex ideas and skills, independent, innovative, and inventive. They can also become preoccupied with their thoughts and imaginary constructs. They become detached, yet high strung and intense. They typically have problems with eccentric nihilism and isolation. At their best, visionary pioneers, often ahead of their time and able to see the world in an entirely new way. So, their basic fear of being useless, helpless, and incapable. Their basic desire is to be capable and competent. Okay? So, if they are on a wing of a five, iconoclast, and on the wings of the six, the problem solver. Their key motivations, they want to possess knowledge, to understand the environment, to have everything figured out as a way of defending the self from threats from the environment. They want to know, so they want to know all of the stuff. They're involved in a lot of conspiracy theories. They are curious or suspicious of flu shots and fluoride in the water. I mean, because they want to have the knowledge so they're not hurt. Okay? Let's look at some of the people. Georgia O'Keeffe, Salvador Dali. So there are a lot of people, if you can see, all here that are examples of the individualist, the investigator, rather. Now let's look. At their best, they become visionary, broadly comprehending the world while penetrating it profoundly. They're open-minded. They take things in whole, in true context. They observe everything with extraordinary perceptiveness and insight. They attain skills, mastery of whatever interests them. So if something interests them, they're going to be the masters of it. Average level. Begin conceptualizing and fine-tuning everything before acting, working things out in their minds. Increasingly detached as they become more involved with complicated ideals or imaginary worlds. Begin to take an agonistic stance towards anything which will interfere with their inner world and personal vision. So at unhealthy levels, they become reclusive and isolated from reality. They get obsessed yet frightened by their threatening ideals, become horrified, delirious, and seeking oblivion. They may commit, that and have a psychotic break with reality. I see people who play a lot of video games and they're good at it. I can see a lot of that. So, Lottie Lovely, you're a reformer? Okay, I got you. Let's move on. Let's move on to number 6, the loyalist. The committed, security-oriented type, engaging, responsible, anxious, and suspicious. The committed, security-oriented type. Sixes are reliable, hardworking, responsible, and trustworthy. Excellent troubleshooters. They foresee problems and foster cooperation, but can also become defensive, evasive, and anxious, running on stress while complaining about it. They can be cautious and indecisive, but also reactive, defiant, and rebellious. They typically have problems with self-doubt and suspicion. At their best, internally stable and self-reliant, courageously championing themselves and others. So their basic fear of being without support and guidance, basic desire to have security and support. So now, if they're on the 6 wing, then, 5 wing, because they're a 6, they're defenders. If they're on the 7 wings, they are the buddies. Okay? Key motivation: want to have security, to feel supported by others, to have certitude and reassurance, to test the attitudes of others towards them, to fight against anxiety and insecurity. And here are some examples: H.W. Bush, Diana, Princess of Wales, Prince Harry, Jennifer Aniston, David Letterman, Chris Rock, Rush Limbaugh, Alex Jones, Luke Gingrich. At their best, become self-affirming, trusting of others, self and others. Okay, able to elicit strong emotional responses from others, very appealing, endearing, lovable, affectionate, dedicated to individuals and movements in which they deeply believe. Average levels start investigating their time and energy into whatever they believe will be safe and stable. To resist having more demands made on them, they react against other passive aggressively. To compensate for insecurities, they become sarcastic and belligerent, blaming others for their problems, taking a tough stance towards outsiders. Unhealthy, fearing that they have ruined their security, they become panicky, volatile, and self-disparaging, with acute inferiority feelings. Feeling persecuted that others are out to get them, they lash out and act irrationally, bringing about what they fear: fanaticism, violence. Hysterical and seeking to escape punishment, they become self-destructive, and this is what they do. So this is the best, but this is the loyalist. Hope this is helping somebody. I hope this is helping somebody. Y'all, I'm looking. I hope y'all focus on this. This is what we're focusing on now. Let's go to the enthusiast. Now, this person right here, you don't marry this person. I think Krista may be an enthusiast. An enthusiast, let me tell you about an enthusiast, baby. If they work at McDonald's, you put them on fries one day, then you got to put them on burger the next day, then you got to put them at the cash register. They always have something to do, because if they get bored, they're gonna quit. They don't ever finish nothing. They'll start something, but if it bores them, they'll quit it. If you marry somebody like this, honey, you're going to have to be jumping hoops and loops, because they will leave you when they get bored. They don't believe in being bored. They jump. They'll have, that's the enthusiast. Now, y'all know anybody like that? Y'all know anybody like that? Let's talk about the enthusiast. Busy, variety seeking type, spontaneous, versatile, acquisitive, scattered. 7s are extroverted, optimistic, versatile, and spontaneous, playful, high spirited, and practical. They can also misapply their many talents, becoming overextended, scattered, and undisciplined. They constantly seek new and exciting experiences, but can become distracted and exhausted by staying on the go. They typically have problems with impatience and impulsiveness. At best, they focus their talent on worthwhile goals, becoming appreciative, joyous, and satisfied. Their basic fear of being deprived and in pain. Their basic desire is to be satisfied and content, to have their needs fulfilled. So, if they are on the 6 wing, they are entertainer. If they are on the 8 wing, they are a realist. So, I want you to see where you are on this here. Okay? Their key motivation: they want to maintain their freedom and happiness, to avoid missing out on worthwhile experiences, to keep themselves excited and occupied, to avoid and discharge pain. So these are some of the people: Mozart, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Amelia Earhart. Look at all of these people. A lot of these people are just, they just go and do it. They can move anywhere. They don't need to have friends. They can just move somewhere because it might seem fun to them. That is them. Let's look at it. At the high level, assimilate experiences in depth, making them deeply grateful and appreciative for what they have. Highly responsive, excitable, enthusiastic about sensation and experience. Easily become accomplished achievers, generalists who do many things well, multi-talented. At a average level, as restlessness increase, want to have more options and choices available to them. Unable to discriminate what they really need, become hyperactive, unable to say no to themselves, throwing self into constant activities. Honey, they'll be in the glee club, they'll be in the bowling club. Because they do not want to miss out on anything. Get into conspicuous consumption and all forms of excess. Now, at unhealthy levels, desperate to quell their anxieties, can be impulsive and infantile, do not know when to stop. In flight from self, acting out impulses rather than dealing with anxiety and frustration, go out of control into erratic mood swings and compulsive action, manias. Finally, their energy and health is completely spent because become claustrophobic and panic stricken. Often give up on themselves in life, deep depression and despair, self-destructive overdoses, impulsive, that word. And so generally correspond to bipolar disorder and histrionic personality disorder. And that's those people. Now that's deep. That's deep. That's the enthusiast. Baby, they don't want to miss out on nothing. They're the life of the party. So that is the enthusiast. And that's the number 7. Now, this next one is me. And I'm just praying that God continue to help me, because you got to know yourself. The Enneagram 8 is the challenger. The powerful, domineering type, self-confident, decisive, willful, and confrontational. 8s are self-confident, strong, and assertive, protective, resourceful, straight-talking, and decisive, but can also be egocentric and domineering. 8s feel they must control their environment, especially people, sometimes becoming confrontational. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Okay. Can y'all see me? Okay, let me get back to that. Sometimes coming confrontational and intimidating. 8s typically have problems with their tempers and allowing themselves to be vulnerable. At best, self-mastering. They use their strengths to improve others' lives, becoming heroic, magnanimous, and inspiring. Their basic fear of being harmed and controlled by others. To protect themselves, to be in control of their own life and destiny. Now, the 8 with the Enneagram of a 6 is a maverick. The 8 with the Enneagram of a 9 is a bear. I'm more on the maverick side. The bear will snap and eat you up, and you don't know when it's coming. The bear ain't no joke. I'd rather be the maverick. So, Richard Wagner, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Fidel Castro, Martin Luther King. Now, a lot of these people who are challengers, they are civil rights leaders. They are people who have causes. They're activists. So, yeah. And you can read about the overview of the 8. Healthy levels become self-restrained and magnanimous, merciful and forbearing, mastering self through their self-surrender to a higher authority. Self-assertive, self-confident, and strong, have learned to stand up for what they need and want. Decisive, authoritative, commanding, the natural leader of others others look up to. Now, at an average level, self-sufficiency, financial independence, and having enough resources are important concerns. Becoming enterprising, pragmatic, rugged individualists, wheeler, dealer, risk-taking, hardworking, denying their own emotional needs. Begin to dominate their environment, including others, want to feel that others are behind them, supporting their efforts, swaggering, boastful, forceful, expansive, the boss whose word is law. Um, Become highly combative and intimidating to get their way, confrontational, belligerent, creating an adversarial relationship, everything a test of wills, and they will not back down. Use threats and reprisal to get obedience from others to keep others off balance and insecure. Unhealthy levels, defying any attempt to control them, become completely ruthless, dictatorial, might make right, the criminal and outlaw renegade and con artist, hard-hearted and moral, potentially violent. Develop delusional ideals about power, invincibility, ability to prevail. Okay. If they get in danger, they may be brutally destroyed. Like, if they get in danger, they may brutally destroy everything that has not conformed to their will rather than surrender to anyone else. So that is the challenger. That is the 8. I took the test, PDP. Baby, that's how I was on that pickleball game. Yeah. Now, Truity gives a free test, and you can take that test. Truity gives a free test. But let me say this. You have to know who you are. And one thing I like about the Enneagram is they're not going to only tell you who you are, but they're going to tell you at a healthy level, at an average level, at an unhealthy level, and then they tell you about addictions. They tell you about it. Here's like for the Enneagram 8. It goes against the grain, but act within self-restraint. You show true power when you forbear from asserting your will with others, even when you could. Your real power lies in your ability to inspire and uplift people. You are at your best when you take charge and help everyone through a crisis. You will take advantage of you when you are caring and when you do more to secure the loyalty and devotion of others by showing the greatness of your heart than you ever could by display of raw power. See, this is telling you how you can heal yourself. It is difficult for 8s, but learn to yield to others at least occasionally. Often little is really at stake, and you can allow others to have their way without fear of sacrificing your power or your real needs. The desire to dominate everyone all the time is a sign of your ego. It is beginning to inflate a danger signal that more serious conflict with others are inevitable. Remember that the world is not against you. Many people in your life care about you and look up to you, but when you are in your fixation, you do not make this easy for them. Let the affection that is available, Doing this will not make you weak, but will confirm the strength and support in yourself and your life. Also remember that by believing that others are against you and reacting against them, you tend to alienate them and confirm your own fears. Take stock of the people who are truly on your side and let them know how important they are to you. This is how you can heal yourself. Eights typically want to be self-reliant and dependent on no one. But ironically, they depend on many people. For example, you may think you are not dependent on your employees because they depend on you for their job. You could dismiss them at any time and hire other workers. Everyone is expendable in your little kingdom except you. But the fact is, you are dependent on others to do their jobs too, especially if your business concerns grow beyond what you can imagine alone. So, and then 8s typically overvalue power. Having power, whether through wealth, position, or simple brute force, allows them to do whatever they want to feel. So that's an 8, you all. Now, I stay on that one because, again, you got to know where you are and you got to be honest with yourself to improve it. This is the Enneagram. Okay, and let's go to the last one. Let's go to the last one. And the last one, because it's only 9, and the last one is the peacemaker. Easygoing, self-efficating type, receptive, reassuring, agreeable, complacent. Enneagram 9s are accepting, trusting, and stable. They are usually creative, optimistic, and supportive, but can also be too willing to go along with others to keep the peace. They want everything to go smoothly and be without conflict, but they can also tend to be complacent, simplifying problems and minimizing anything upsetting. They typically have problems with inertia and stubbornness. At their best, indomitable and all embracing, they are able to bring people together and heal conflicts. Now, see, these people don't want nobody to talk about stuff at the party. They don't want to talk about somebody who done stole. They don't want anything. They don't like trouble. They don't like conflict. They just don't like that. Their basic fear, loss and separation, basic desire to have inner stability, peace of mind. So with an Enneagram 9 with an 8 is the referee, and the Enneagram 9 with a 1 is a dreamer. Because don't forget, your wings are on the other side of you. Key motivation, want to create harmony in their environment, to avoid conflict and tension, to preserve things as they are, to resist whatever would upset or disturb them. And again, here are some of the people who are peacemakers. Now, at the best, they become self-possessed, feeling autonomous and fulfilled, have great equanimity and contentment because they are present to themselves. They are deeply receptive, accepting, unself-conscious, emotionally stable, and serene. Optimistic, reassuring, and supportive. Have a healing and calming influence, harmonizing groups, bringing people together. A good mediator, synthesizer, and communicator. At average level, they fear conflict. So becoming self-efficating and accommodating, idealizing others, and going along with their wishes, saying yes to things they do not really want to do. Active but disengaged, unreflective and inattentive, and begin to minimize problems to appease others and to have peace at any price. At unhealthy levels, can be highly repressed, undeveloped, and ineffectual, feeling incapable of facing problems because obstinate, disassociating self from all conflicts, neglectful, and dangerous to others. Wanting to block out of awareness anything that could affect them. They disassociate so much that they eventually cannot function, numb. Okay, and they finally become severely disoriented and catatonic, abandoning themselves, turning into shattered shells. So this is at its worst. And so they have the addictions and all of that stuff, and then they have ways growth for these people as well. So again, you all, this is the Enneagram, and if you really want to find out more about it, you can go and learn about it. They have events and all of that stuff. Now, if you want to test, I would advise you to use Truity Enneagram test because I think Truity offers a free test. So let me see if I can click on the Truity's free test. And Truity's test is free, and I'm going to show you. Yes, so Truity has a free test, and I'm going to share that with you all. So let me go and share that. So Truity has a test. Let me see if I can find it. So this is Truity's test. And you don't have to log in. You can take the free test right here and it will let you know. And it'll tell you what you are on the Enneagram. Okay. And this is Truity. And like I said, you all, this will help you. You know, I think it's very helpful. And it's called the Enneagram Personality Test. And I think it's very, very helpful. And I think in this season, we really need to know who we are. Where do we fit? And this may This may be the thing that you need. It may just be the help that you need. I mean, being real. And it's about self awareness. It's about self awareness. And then, it's telling you what you need to do. So it'll tell you about the Enneagram Institute. I think that's important. They have testing centers. Now, I think you start a test. I don't know if this test is free. Yeah, no. So these are not free tests here. But Acuity, I believe, has the free test. Okay, let me see. So that's about, and then you can learn how the system works. So it talks about the personality types. We went over the personality types. We talked about the personality types. So it gives you that. Then it talks about the center. So it's broken up into three parts. The thinking center is the 7, 6, and 5. The feeling center is the 4, 3, and 2. And the instinctive center is 8, 9, and 1. And so I think that's important to know. So it's broken up into that. It's also broken up into fear, 7, 6, and 5. Shame, 4, 3, and 2. Anger and rage, 8, 9, and 1. That's the dominant emotion. And so you can see how that works, how it's split up. So 8s act out their anger and instinctual energies. In other words, when 8 feels anger build in them, they immediately respond to it in some physical way, raising their voice, moving more forcefully. Others can clearly see that 8s are angry because they give themselves permission to express their anger. 9s deny their anger, and what is anger? I'm not a person who gets angry. 9s are the type out of touch with their anger, and then 1s they try to repress. So it just really tells you where you are. Now the wings, no one is a pure personality type. Everyone has wings. So I'm a 8 with a wing of a 7. So I'm a maverick. I'm not the bear, but the bear is no joke. So it tells you what you are. And then the levels of development, it tells you how to get better. Your healthy levels, the level of liberation, the level of psychological capacity, the level of social value, and then the level of imbalanced social role, the level of impersonal control, the level of overcompensation, then the level of violation, the level of obsession and compulsion, the level of psychological destructiveness. So it tells you how it looks when you're unhealthy. And I think this is really, really good for self-awareness. I really do think it is good for self-awareness, you all. So I think it's very, very good. Hold on for a minute. So it tells you everything. But I had, and the reason why I'm familiar with this, it talks about traditional, talks about how it started. And so we had to use this in our chaplaincy. Let me go ahead and get back to the Enneagram types again. So let me go back to the types again, because I think this will really help you out. So somebody said they're one with a wing of a 7. Mysterious YouTube said she's an 8. Lock and Lover said it definitely allows you to look at yourself in situations, because the normal response for most of us is to see others' flaws. Yes, that's the thing. In order to help somebody, you got to help you. And that's why we had to learn this in chaplaincy. You have to see you before you start seeing others. And this is why they use this, because this really helped you see yourself. Somebody said, I feel like this test should be done every 3 years. Yes, Sparkle Libra. what's the name? It's the Enneagram. So it's up there. I'm back. Yeah, you'll see it. There are several free sites. The best a person can give themselves is self-awareness. That's correct, Lock and Lovey. If you ever take the harmony test, the questions are similar to that. Good evening. Hey, Candy K girl. It definitely allows you to look at yourself in situations because the normal response for most of us is that that's correct. I would like to take this test. This is interesting. Candy, please, it's free. I shared the Truity, but you can take it. You don't need to get to the deep ones because most of them are going to tell you who you are, and you can go on from there. This test will push you to do inner work. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So I am an 8 with the wing of 7. That's what I am. And let me tell you something, baby. If you friends with an 8, they will go to bat for you. They will show up and show out for you, but they will get pissed off. And a reformed 8 is a good 8 because a reformed 8 will say, let me go ahead and back off. Or, one thing is when you're dealing with an 8, what's up, educated black woman? When you're dealing with an 8, instead of telling them what to do, it will be, you know what? You are a great singer, but have you ever considered doing this way? Or because if you come at them like you need to do this, okay, they're gonna buck up. So I think this also shows you how to interact with other people. If you're gonna deal with a peacemaker and a helper, let them know that they're appreciated. The helper, you need to let them know they're appreciated. Because if you don't tell them, baby, the helper, if they make some food for you, even if you're on a diet, you better taste a little bit of that food. Because, baby, a helper will get upset really quickly. A peacemaker, you know that you're going to try to have all of your stuff together, and you don't want to be fighting at the house because a peacemaker can't stand that. An achiever, if you are helping them make their goals, they're going to help you out. With an achiever, if you do something that they like, they're going to get on board with it. Because achiever wants to get that credit as well, and they want to do things that's going to springboard them and catapult them to the next level. So with an achiever, you ain't gonna have no problems out of them because that's what they do. The reformer, a reformer is good when you need people to do policies and because they want to be seen as right, they want to be seen as helpful. They don't want to be seen at, but you got to watch the reformer because they can really come off as I know it all. It's almost like Barbara on Abbott Elementary School. Honey, Barbara has been a teacher for umpteen years, and she don't want to be seen as a teacher who needs help. The achiever, I told y'all about them. The individualist, you got to let them know that they are doing a good job as well. They're very creative. They're going to be moody. They are trying to find themselves. The investigator, they're curious. They're going to ask you questions. They want to know how things work. They'll take apart a lawnmower to see how it worked, to put it back together again. They do this because they want to know what's around them. With the investigator, you got to make it make sense. They want to make sure investigators are data driven. You can't come with feelings with them. They are data driven. You can say I got a feeling, but they're going to say, okay, what does the data be to that? How does the data support that? That's the investigator. Then the loyalists are your cops, your security guards and stuff. The loyalists will test you to see what you're doing. But baby, if the loyalist is on your side, they're gonna be on your side. The loyalists want to feel security. Okay, they want to feel security. You got to be careful with the loyalists because if they feel like you disloyal, then it's a problem. The challenger, I explained to you all about the challenger and these other people. Now the enthusiast, baby, let me tell y'all. Let me get to this enthusiast. Let me see. Let me get to the enthusiast. Child, they will divorce you in a hot minute. When you dealing with these people, honey, you better get them something to do. Because, baby, they get bored easily and they'll be ready to quit a job in a hot minute. With them, you got to give them multiple tasks. The loyalists like to be kept busy. Because again, they don't want to lose anything. I tell you, it would be hard to be married to a loyalist. I mean, enthusiast rather, because an enthusiast, if they get bored with you, they'll go on to another place, on another person. Yeah. So the loyalist, I mean the enthusiast, let me tell you what you do. If you want a good party, you get an enthusiast. If you want to go to a foreign country, you take the enthusiast. Okay? You don't take no enthusiast to some place that's boring. No, if you want to get it crunked up, the enthusiast. If you want to jump out of a plane on your 50th birthday, call the enthusiast because they like that kind of stuff. Ooh, they like that kind of stuff. But they do not like to be bored. And an enthusiast is not the type of friend that's going to call you every day. They will call. I had a friend who was an enthusiast child, and I had to get her out of so many situations. I only heard from her like once a month. But when we got together, it was like we had a real good time, but she was all over the place. She wanted to be a lawyer one minute, and then she went to go get an MBA. But one thing is she was public relations. And she was very good at public relations because it was always something different. It was always something new. It kept her on her feet. Journalists are good enthusiasts. Journalists really, first of all, I think to be a journalist, I think the investigator is really, really no joke, and the enthusiast. I think an investigative journalist has to be an enthusiast and investigator. So, y'all, I hope this helped. I know this ain't talking about nobody, but I really think that I took a look at this, and when I looked at the Challenger, let me go back to the Challenger again. And one thing that struck me with the Challenger, and when you look at the healing portion of the Challenger, is this. This. Your real power lies in your ability to inspire and uplift people. When you are at your best, when you take charge and help everyone through a crisis, few will take advantage of you when you are caring, and you will do more to secure the loyalty and devotion of others by showing the greatness of your heart than you ever could by display of raw power. And I think this is the biggest thing. I notice that I'm very passionate when it comes to voting and health and letting people know what to do. And then I don't take no mess. I'm not a peacemaker. Baby, a challenger and a peacemaker, we give peacemakers headache because we're going to set it off. We don't care how you feel. We ain't trying to make peace for the most part. However, when a challenger looks inwardly, it's powerful. It's powerful. And I think that's what people need to know. What is your personal growth recommendations for the Enneagram Type 8? If you are a 1, what are your personal growth areas? And I think that these things will help us out. These things are to make us better. Does this make sense? I hope you all have been helped. Like I said, I knew there were going to be a lot of people over here. I didn't expect a lot of people to come over here tonight, but somebody is going to take this and they're going to transform their lives. And I think that's the big thing. That's the big takeaway. If one person gets this, take that test and really say, you know what, these are some changes that I need to make, then my work here is done. And I'm actually helping myself. But you have to have self-awareness. You have to have self-awareness. And when you're not aware, then that's it. Because you always think it's other people, but no, self-awareness. And I think these are some things that I do off of YouTube. Now, on YouTube, baby, you can live your characters. You can live, because this is YouTube. This is where you act and do your stuff. But in real life, this stuff is going to help. And my thing is, coming into a new year, we really need to look at new things. Some of us don't have the tools. We don't know how to do better. But I think this is going to help us. And I think if you take that test and really find, and don't think you know, I know who I am because I actually took the test and I was straight 8. Take the test. Take the test. Now you can only be one. You can see yourself in a lot of these, but I know that I am a challenge. I don't want nobody to control me. I like freedom. This is why I tell people. Now, I can be nasty and aggressive and stuff, but I ain't going to jail for nobody. Because again, I don't do well in those situations because I like freedom. And one thing about challengers is they don't want to be controlled and they want to control their destiny. This is why I went to seminary. I didn't want no preacher just telling me and doing this, and then I didn't have any reasoning for it. So in that case, I was the investigator, but a lot of this investigation came about because I did not want to be controlled. Now, I have submitted myself to what God wants in my life, but let me tell you something. That's God. And I mean, I'm real about that. Sparkle Libra, that's what I'm saying right here. What you just said. Apply this with therapy, there would be so many healed adults. I agree with that. PDP said, I'm an investigator. I had a couple of girlfriends mad at me because I just want the facts to fix the problem, and they wanted to a shoulder to cry on. See, a challenger is a little void of emotions too. And so which one are you all? So after we went through this, I want you all to look. Which one do you think you are? Are you, let's scroll up. Are you the reformer? Rational, idealistic, principled, purposeful, self-controlled, a perfectionistic person? Are you the helper, caring and a personal type, demonstrative, generous, people-pleasing, possessive? Are you the achiever, success-oriented, pragmatic, adaptive, excelling, driven, image-conscious? Are you the individualist, sensitive, withdrawn, expressive, dramatic, self-absorbed, temperamental? Are you the investigator, the intense cerebral type, perceptive, innovative, secretive, isolated? Are you the loyalist, committed, security-oriented type, engaging, responsible, anxious, suspicious? Are you the enthusiast, busy, fun-loving type, spontaneous, versatile, distractible, scattered? Are you the challenger, the powerful, domineering type, self-confident, decisive, willful, confrontational? Or are you the peacemaker, easygoing, self-efficating type, receptive, reassuring, agreeable, complacent? Which one are you? Which one are you all? So let me see what you all said here. Mine shows a 1. So Coco, you are the reformer. You want to be seen as beyond, you're ethical. You don't want anybody to think that you are not ethical. That's the biggest thing. Educated black woman says she feels like she's a 6. So as a 6, she feels like she is a loyalist. So she's loyal to you, but she's going to test you to see how loyal. Okay. Candy Girl says she a peacemaker. Baby, I know you be having ulcers. Dr. Page J. Wilson, the performer for me. Somebody, Lock and Love said, I'm definitely a 1. So what are you all? So we have a lot of, I love the diversity. I love the diversity of this. I have not seen an enthusiast yet, though. I have not had anybody to admit that they're an enthusiast. Okay, Coco. See, Candy Girl? See? And that's the peacemaker. You don't want nobody to disrupt your peace. You spend hours figuring who's going to sit next to each other at the table. You don't want to put nobody next to somebody who might cause a skirmish. Jacinda, you an enthusiast? Child, if y'all hire Jacinda, y'all got to get her 50 jobs, honey. Because if she gets bored at that job, honey, she'll be moving on. You got to either promote her, find a job for her. You got to do something. Now, people get into the signs and the zodiac, and I know a lot of people don't, but hey, I'm open. Now, I don't really use it a lot, but I'm open. I'm an Aries. I was born on the 21st of March. I know how I am. I know how I am. Period. So the challenging things fit right in. It fits right in. Because when I first looked at it, and I'm like, am I an achiever? But then I like to be nosy. So I'm like, am I an investigator? But I felt like the challenger. I looked at it, and then when I took the test, it made sense. It really made sense. Well, the one that you see the most of, because you can always have little elements of it, and then you got to find your wing. And so I'm a maverick instead of a bear. So I am an 8 with the wing of a 7. So yeah. Yeah, Coco. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Ooh, Coco, you looking good, girl. Come on, Coco. Ooh, we see you, Coco, got that nasty part in the middle. Honey, she got that Halle Berry cut. Oh, we see you, Coco, honey. Coco looks like she is a peacemaker. Coco don't want no mess in her house. No mess in my house. Really don't want none. I see you, Coco. Coco look good. I'm gonna have to really start doing my avatar readings. Now, Candy Girl, ooh, Candy Girl, you look like you can be a little messy. You look like you know your stuff though, girl. You look like you know your stuff down though. You know that whole workforce manual, honey. You know that manual back and forth. You know they can't fire you because, honey, that is your time. But you do look a little messy. You do look like you a little messy. You look like you hit that water cooler every once in a while over there, Candy Girl. I'm just saying. Now, Light and Lovely, I don't know why, but it look like you like volleyball. Look like you like sports and stuff. Look like you really active, Light and Lovely. It look like you go to church, but you like volleyball and stuff. I don't know. I see sports. I don't know. You look very sports oriented. I'm just saying, you look very sports oriented over there. Let me see this, Michelle. Now that ain't you, girl. That's somebody thing over there. Jacinda said, "Read me." Child, let me look. Okay, so Jacinda, let me look at you. Now, Jacinda, you look like you like nice things. You look like you get your hair done. Okay, but Jacinda look like if you look like Jacinda, you will knock somebody the hell out if they come up in your face, though. You look like you have a good cornbread dressing recipe. It look like you can do Thanksgiving. I would trust you with some Thanksgiving. You look like you have a real good time at the club. But honey, people better not pour no drink on you and not say excuse me or step on your foot and not say excuse me because it might be a problem in the club. Because you looking like you could grease your knuckles up real quick. You love Jesus and stuff. You love Jesus, okay? And you love a little liquor every once in a while. Okay, you like to turn up everyone, but you will be in church. But you look like you's very much religious, love God. You know, you work, but please don't spill no drink on me. But I said, excuse me, okay? Because it will be on and popping, okay? Just sit look like, call, girl, they got your cousin down at the chicken shack. Girl, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. She look like I'm the on my way type of person, honey. She's giving me, I'm very much on my way. Okay, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. That's all I'm saying. I'm very athletic. Okay, I felt that. I felt that. I see that. I sees that. Honey, Jacinda is like, I'm on my way. She is the on my way type. Ooh wee. So y'all got me doing avatar reading. You know what? I ain't never seen Itsy Bitsy. It's a busy though. It's a busy. You look like you look like you can irritate people a little bit, especially if you don't like them. You be at the Bible study and you already know the answer, but you get ready to set it off at church, and you just gonna ask this answer because you know it's gonna irritate somebody, and you just sit back and watch it happen. Oh, it's a busy. I don't know, but I see that in you. I don't know why, but baby, I see that in you. Well, I'm black, and that may be my thing. And so, yeah, and I do what I do. Bruh, J, food addiction. I don't have a food addiction. I used to, but thank God for Wegovy. Wegovy. All right. So anyway, but that's something that I had to deal with. And thank God that they have those things, and thank God for the gym. That's what you can say. So anyway, but I relate things to food because that's a point of reference for me. Okay, what else is going on? Hey, Catherine. So anyway, what y'all think about the Enneagram? So again, you all, this is the Enneagram. If you just joining us, we were talking about the Enneagram, which is the personalities. Oh, that's the Enneagram Institute right there. Oh, that's very, very New England like. Oh, I like that. They got the little porch and the furniture. Okay. We see y'all Enneagram people. I ain't mad at them. But I learned about the Enneagram through my clinical pastoral education. So we had to learn about the Enneagram, and I thought it was very important. I really liked it and I enjoyed it. And so I thought it would be very helpful. Very, very helpful. And so that's why I do what I do. But like I said, y'all, I know this wasn't going to be popping, but I enjoyed doing this. So at any rate, y'all, I'm getting ready to wrap it up. I mean, I'm going to bed. I got a full day tomorrow, got a few things to do, but I'm going to get some rest and I'll see what's going on tonight. But I just wanted to be a blessing today, and hopefully, this has helped some people. Hopefully. Now, I think I'm gonna see Wicked tomorrow too, because I didn't see Wicked yesterday because I was late. I was stuck in that daggone traffic, so we wound up going to eat, and so I am going to see Wicked tomorrow. So I'm gonna go to the early show to see it. So I'm gonna see. I never liked the Broadway because the people who was singing, it was almost giving me what's that lady name who sung the national anthem, and she was just everywhere. What's that white girl, Fergie on the Black Eyed Peas? He's just doing all the runs, and so I never was really interested in Wicked to play on Broadway. But with this sister thing, and I said, let me go and see this thing. I'm gonna see this thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and see it. And yeah. So Light and Love, you say I originally took it in therapy. Yeah, I think this is gonna help a lot of people, you all. And again, let me see if I can. I'm gonna copy the page for you all so you all can really study the Enneagram. Um, and you can study the Enneagram types because I think it'll be a blessing for you all. So I'm going to put it down in the description and you all can use this. And that's the Enneagram. So if you all want to check it out, that's the Enneagram, and it'll tell you the types. And if you're joining me, that's where you can look at the descriptions of the Enneagram. And I think it will really bless you all. It will give you everything you need. I mean, it'll tell you your highs, your lows, your mids. It really helps. And then it gives you some actions that you can do to improve where you are. And I think that that's the beginning of it. And it's a lot of it's a lot of self reflection, and you have to really look inwardly, you know, and it's not always outward. We're always looking outwardly, but the Enneagram helps us look inwardly. And I think it is a great tool. So, I mean, the Myers Briggs is great, but I think the Enneagram really says, baby, you got a temper and this is how you're going to do it, and that's why I like the Enneagram. So you all use that. And I hope this has been a help for you all. Thank you all for coming back. I didn't even expect these many people to show up because, again, if I would have put Brianna choked on a chicken bone, I'm just saying that hypothetically, child, a room would have almost 500 people in here. But things that are helpful to people, hey, Queen 5050, things that are helpful to people, we don't show up for. We don't show up for things that can really change our life for the better. We show up for mess. And let me say this, mess is fun, but you have to get a grasp on reality. And a lot of people are stuck in the same place because they're not going to do anything differently. And a lot of people are stuck because they need to rearrange their attitudes and have a look within. And this is not on a YouTube thing. This is on the outer. This is leaving YouTube on your job, or, getting some, hey, y'all, this is my boo. Let me see what's going on. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. He's heading to bed. He got to go to work tomorrow. So Queen said, thank you, I'm glad. Candy Girl said, can't wait to take mine. Libra said, you can tell who wants to enrich themselves, not judging. We gotta lie. Gotta meet people where they are. Yes. Pastor said, forget us so fast. Baby, well, he on the phone. I can't be leaving him hanging and stuff. So, I'm like, yeah, I had to answer the phone. So, yeah. Can't talk to you now. I got love yet. But one thing I learned about being an 8, when you use that power to do well, nobody can touch you. I mean, I don't care who. When we are in the mode to help people, or advocate change or something that is worthwhile, that's where your power is. I mean, really, really. But the thing is, y'all, I don't get angry at people who disagree with me. I'm just passionate and I'm just competitive. And I think that's the thing. I'm just competitive. Pastor, they have a new feature for some content creators, and you have it after your live. Click on live chat, and the third dot summarize your live and gives timestamp. Oh, Coco Child, what you talking about now? Wait a minute. Is this on StreamYard? Is this on YouTube? Pastor, they have a new feature for some content creators, and you have it after your lives. Click on the live chats, and the three dots summarize. Girl, what you talking about? Let me go on my YouTube now. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. Let me go on my YouTube right now. Let me turn down the volume. Sure, what you talking about? Let me go on right now. Let me see what I'm talking about. I'm on live right now. Let me turn it down. Give me a minute. Okay. And girl, you said it's some three dots, girl. You said it's three dots, niece. It's AI. Girl, what are three dots? Oh, I see the three dots. Hold on. Oh no, them ain't the three dots. Hold on now. Let me see what you're talking about. Say, watch later. Girl, what you talking about? The three dots. Yes, the third dot. Girl, what a third? Wait a minute now. Wait, let me click on this. And she said something about the third dot, Jesus. Wait a minute now. Girl, wait a minute. I don't see no dots. I don't see no dots. Lord have mercy. Go to where you would review the live chat. Well, I'm on YouTube. Girl, I'm on YouTube. Wait a minute now. That's caption. That's settings. That's this. That's the clip. That's the join. That's the join the live. Let me join the live. Let me see. I can't do. Lord Jesus, that's right there. Girl, she said, let me look at the chat here. Oh, I see 3 dots, but I see community moderation, participation, moderation activity, timestamps. Okay, I see the timestamps. Girl, I done clicked on the timestamps. Moderation activity. Girl, I done clicked on the timestamp. Moderation activity will be shown. Girl, so was I supposed to click on timestamps? Let me put my little email down here, niece. Oh, she trying to help me out, Lord. I put it on. I put it on something. I done put it on something, baby. Girl, I done put that on my email right there. Let me get to my email, niece. Ooh wee. Let me get there. Oh Jesus. Let me see what's going on. She said she gonna send me something. Uh-oh. Well, I looked at it, y'all. Now I done went into YouTube. Let me see if I got that 3 dots up here. I dropped it for you, Pastor. I dropped it for you, girl. You mean like, huh? Girl, what you mean you dropped it for me, niece? Come on now. Y'all speaking in riddles. Y'all speaking in riddles and stuff. What do you mean? Y'all speaking in riddles. Hey, lost brain cells. Let me see if I got some in the mail. Ooh, y'all saying I got, ooh, Jesus. Now, I just clicked on something in my email, in my YouTube, and it was timestamp or something. Oh, let me see what you said. Now, I see this Talk Studio StreamYard Lab. I see that. Talk Studio StreamYard Lab, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about. So tell me when you dropped it, baby, because, hey, comment. Well, let me see this, y'all, because I went into YouTube. I did. I went into YouTube and I put the moderation activity on. I put this timestamp button on. I put the reaction button on. And that's what I see with the 3 dots because I've seen the 3 dots, and that's where the chat is. So I did that, and then the only other 3 dots I see is save and report. So that I know that ain't the 3 dots. Okay, well, maybe she's dropping it. Come on, drop it now. Because I'm making good money, but if I can make a little bit more now. Let me see if she done dropped it. Uh-oh, there go Coco. Now let me see what Coco's saying. Coco, girl, I don't see nothing. Lord Jesus, Coco, what you done sent me, girl? Coco, Coco, Coco. Let me reply to you, Coco. I'm gonna send you a question mark because I ain't getting nothing. Coco, I sent you 3 question marks, niece. I'm like, what? I ain't getting nothing, Coco. I got a little mail from you, niece, but that's it. Girl, ain't nothing showed up. Ah, Coco, ain't nothing showed up. I done checked the email, Coco. Ain't nothing showed up. I done hit the refresh button, Coco. Now I don't see nothing. I sent you an email back with question marks. Okay, Coco, I'm trying to figure this out. Candy girl sit up there laughing, baby. She talking about money. Now let me see this now, because I'm doing real well this month too. This month has really been a blessing to me. Hallelujah. Yeah, I saw TD Jakes' medical emergency. A lot of people are talking about that. And y'all, let me tell y'all something. People are old, and I don't care who you are. Everybody got to see Jesus. Okay? And TD Jakes ain't young. And so it is what it is. It is what it is, you know. TD Jakes ain't your young man no more. He was looking real like he was just he was just sitting there. But now, was he trying to throw a little shade, talking about something? You all got to be anointed to do this. Now that was a little shade. I'm like, now how you gonna be shady? Ain't feeling well. Maybe that's what it was, because he wasn't feeling well. He was acting up. But I noticed that shady spirit. I don't know about y'all, but I did notice that shady spirit over there at TD Jakes'. Okay, let me see if Coco sent it again. Now, Coco, I'm gonna check again and see what you got, girl. Yeah, but I saw his medical emergency, y'all. It was scary. And honey, somebody was speaking in tongue real loud. She was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." I'm like, okay now. Hey, Nubiology, let me see if she sent it to me again. Coco, you sent it again. Let me refresh. Coco ain't getting nothing yet, girl. Ooh, Coco, don't fool me now. Don't fool me now, Coco. I ain't seen nothing, Coco. Oh, okay. Ooh, Coco, I got it, girl. Let's see what you got. Hold on, let me see what Coco. Ooh, what Coco doing? Let me see this. Okay, Coco, let me see what this doing here. I see this, Coco. Let me see. Let me see what Coco doing up in here. So Coco, how this work? Coco, see, I see what it's doing, Coco. I see what it's doing, Coco. Is it doing it now, Coco? So Coco, what I'm gonna do with this? Coco, girl, what am I doing with this, Coco? I see it now. I see what you say. Ooh. Wait a minute now, Coco. I see what's playing, Coco. So you say by the comments, them 3 dots by the comments? Okay, so I see the feature. Let me go into my girl, Coco, you get me excited, girl. Wait a minute. Let me go into my comments. I turned it on though, Coco. I turned it on already. I think it's moderation activity, it's timestamp, and it's reaction. Is that what it is? And it's a blue button and you turn it on. Coco, I think I actually turned it on. Now, Coco, I think I done turned it on, Coco. Yeah, I saw that too. I think I turned it on, Coco. Don't get me the line. I put moderator activity, timestamp, and everything. Now, y'all know what's really deep tonight, though? I'm clicking on my YouTube buttons, not my StreamYard, but my YouTube, and I can look at a lot of stuff. I can see a lot of things. Ooh, I can see a lot of things. Ooh, I can see a lot of things. Coco, I think I just did. Let me look at this again, Coco. Not everyone has CC that. Not every content has that option for subscribers. Coco, I see what you was doing though, girl. Well, Coco, I'm gonna explore tonight, girl. I'm gonna explore this tonight. I'm gonna explore this tonight, Coco. Now I'm very interested. I'm gonna explore this tonight. I need to go on my YouTube and start looking through it. So it's already on. Not every okay. You tell me something. Tell me something. Tell me something. But I see a lot of things. I'm gonna go on hit this YouTube and start looking. Well, look, y'all, it has been real. I'm getting ready to go ahead and call it a day today. I appreciate you all. I will say this. So I'm gonna now hold my store. I'm gonna now when I'm on StreamYard, I'm gonna actually put my YouTube on mute because there's some things that I see in YouTube that I don't have on StreamYard. Yeah. So well, look, y'all, I'm getting ready to lock on off. I might be on later on tonight if some pops off, but if not, I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace and love. Y'all take care. Ah.